going to go through some of your questions now. Has there been any thought about a shower for the gym? And I'm assuming that this is the fitness center that we have downstairs. Some of you might remember when we didn't even have a fitness center. Yeah, we don't have a shower in there, and it's just always a space issue. But you should know there are showers in the locker rooms on the lower level here. So there's some in the men's and in the ladies' locker room. So please feel free to use those if you want to have a shower. What is the deal with the clocks? I want to thank Volunteer Services and Environmental Services for making them pretty, so thank you. All that while we are undertaking a process to look at replacing clocks where we really need them with screens, so that we can actually provide more information than just the time on them. And so it's a little bit complicated because the system we have right now, they're actually all tied together, so we can't just take one down. But once we get to that point, we're going to replace them with some screens and some projectors in the places that we need them. So we're getting there. Can something be done to make the concrete pillars in the parking lot more visible? I have heard quite a few people have crashed into those posts. We'll look into putting something perhaps reflective that's a little bit taller so that we can avoid hitting the posts. So we'll work on that. Okay, what's the future of the school? The school is funded by the Winnipeg Regional Health Authority. Probably many of you know that. And the main intent for the school is to support the kids that live here at Health and Transition Services. And there are no plans to not ever have children here at Health and Transition Services, so there is always going to be a school. There might be some people that live here that can go to school in the community, and that would be awesome, but it's not likely that all of the kids that live here could ever all go to school in the community. There are also some schools that are still really challenged to provide good services to kids with disabilities, and so we will probably always be asked to bring kids in here at least for a period of time before we can get them back into their community schools. So there's a very bright future for the school, if I might say. My question is, once a relationship outside St.Amant is formed, how do we maintain it? So I think this probably relates to that project we just talked about getting hopefully 2 new friends for everyone who would like 2 new friends. This is part of the project. We recognize that we need to do some work with our staff to make sure that they know how to facilitate friendships. But we also know that that might be a new and different experience for the people who are engaging in these friendships. So part of all of this is going to be learning how to properly support everyone to make that happen. So we don't have all of the answers yet, but we're hoping that that's what we're going to figure out soon. Need my glasses for that one. In light of the slaying murder of the social worker in Calgary, of which I'm not aware, but is anything being proactively done to protect staff here at St.Amant, particularly in the community homes? So I can't really speak to what happened in that situation. We do have safety plans for everyone who works out in the community. We do have work alone plans, and we do provide panic buttons for people who feel that they're not in safe environments. But without knowing more about the reason for the question here, I would suggest to reach out to your team leader if you're working in a community home and you don't feel safe. And certainly the folks in the risk department can help you if the team leaders need some support. So hopefully everyone is feeling safe, and if not, please do talk to somebody. What is my favorite dog? Well, every dog, but mostly rescues. So I have 4 dogs, for those of you who don't know, and I'm a big dog lover, so I'm really getting anxious for the next, the interview next, but we'll just finish this one more question here. How can you justify rotating staff on a biweekly basis as being consistent with all individual care needs, always being mindful that it takes time to develop a functioning relationship between the caregiver and the resident? This bonding time is being denied. I don't know which program this relates to. It might be Health and Transition Services. I think that just in general, there's always a conversation that goes back and forth a little bit about people want consistency in the staff that are taking care of their loved ones. But then when that person is not there, it's really, really challenging for that person because they have that really deep relationship with the one person. And so is it better to have more people in people's lives so that if one of them is not there for one reason or another, then there's always somebody there that they feel comfortable with? Or is it better to just establish that one deep relationship with somebody, knowing that people move on and things happen in life? And so we're continually trying to balance those things. And so that's the best I can answer that without having more information. But if you always want to come and talk to me, anybody's always welcome to come and do so. So those are the questions for today.